Zoom is freaking me out. I'm like, I like to do things, drink my coffee and do Zooms. So you're freaking me out with your technology here, Chris. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, brother. Thank you.
My kids got me a coffee mug this year for Christmas.
Ooh, king.
That status is well deserved. Not ordering anything from Amazon. Your kids are and your assistants are. Yeah. You're just doing it another route because that's impossible.
Hey, I've never ordered from Amazon. I've never told them stuff shows up. Stuff shows up. I have no idea how it gets here. I do bring the packages in the house, but me personally, I drive to office supply stores. I drive to Dick's Sporting Goods. I go to Nordstrom's and buy what I want. I do not buy online. So, make sure you get yourself a good Century 21 office and go work out of the office. Don't do this air thing. Just kidding. Okay, my first cup of coffee. It's early here. It's early here in Northern California. What time is it where you guys are?
8 a.m.
My gosh, man, you guys are crazy. It's like 10 a.m. out here. I'm just having my first cup of coffee. Well, good to see you guys. So Happy New Year. And so I did prepare some thoughts for you. But Chris, when is that surge real quick? When is that surge happening in Hawaii?
The surge is happening March 29th. 8:30 to 5:30 Saturday at the Blaisdell. I just put the link right there in the chat box.
1 day event, and the Blaisdell, I guess, is in Oahu or something.
Yes, right in Oahu. It's a arena there.
You gotta go. It was so good. I brought like 6 people at the last second. All of them were like, "You changed my life," and I think you could go there and not enjoy it, or you can go there and love it. It's all about your attitude, right? You can go there and see the lemons, so you could squeeze them and make some lemonade. And it's going to be an amazing event. And I think life is what you make of it. But definitely go to the surge. It's a one-day event. I bought tickets left and right. I was buying VIP tickets front row. I think you get those for $175 or something. Sit up front. Don't sit up in the nosebleed. There's going to be thousands of people there. Don't do that. So make sure you get up there. That'll be so good. And then what is the Tony Robbins thing?
30th, 31st, and the 1st. So it's 3 days, but it's only from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So you guys can do it for 3 hours. Is Tim, though, plugging you in personally himself?
Is that January?
Yeah, January. It's like literally the 30th, 31st, and the 1st. So January 30th, 31st, the 1st.
Oh, my gosh. Tony's incredible. And you just can't miss that. Like, how do we be successful at real estate? We're telling you, go to the surge. I might be showing property. I might be doing a listing. Nope. You've already got the day. You're not showing property at the end of March. Was it the end of March you said for surge? There?
Yeah, 25th, March 25th.
25th. So block it out. Someone could say, come list my $10 million home. The answer is no. Because working on your interior is the key to having that exterior feature you want. The nice home, nice car, no debt. So go to Tony's deal. And then go to the surge. Go to the surge, do it all. This is what I do. I was just at the surge today. It was 2.5 hour drive from my home. I brought my kids. I saw something. I'm thinking about bringing my daughter. I brought my kids. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so inspiring. So invest in your kids, invest in your agents, get a group, bring 50 people, bring 100 people, bring Coldwell Banker agents, bring Remax agents, bring other agents. And that's kind of how you grow. So little hint there. Okay, guys, so we're going to switch gears. So everyone got a pen and a piece of paper? I have a question for you, and this will really help you have a better 2025. So here we go. What will move the needle most for you and your family in 2025? That question, like there's the big 5, right? You all know what the big 5 are, right? Grab a pen, write it down. The big 5. They all start with F, the 5 Fs. Family, fitness, fun, finances, and faith. Family, fitness, fun, finances, and faith. I'll say it one more time. Family, fitness, fun, finances, and faith. Those are the big 5. I mean, if you're working all the time and you're never playing, you're going to be all uptight, you're going to snap, you're going to burn out. If you have no faith, if you're not connected with that spiritual part of yourself, you're going to go, why am I not happy? I have a nice home. I'm selling a ton of real estate. I have a big rev share organization, and I feel empty inside. So you got to have some faith. You got to have fun. If your finances are a dumpster file, That isn't fun. And so, one of the things I learned at Tony Robbins, I spent 19 days in Fiji at a health and wealth event with Tony Robbins. They kept saying you have to participate in your own self-rescue. And oh, that's kind of cool. They kept saying it. You have to participate in your own self-rescue. You must participate in your own self-rescue. And they kept saying ignorance is not bliss. Everyone says, oh, ignorance is bliss. I'd rather not know. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. If you're ignorant, you will pay, write this down, the dumb tax. Everyone write that down. I don't want to pay the dumb tax. Come on, raise your hand, be honest. And I'm saying this metaphorically, you don't have to raise your hand, but who's paid the dumb tax in your life? You dated that guy, you should have dated, but you didn't listen to the little voice that said he's crazy. Or you dated that girl, that woman that you shouldn't have dated, and you knew she was crazy, but she was pretty, and you just had to do it, and so you took that listing that you shouldn't have taken, and the still small voice, that little voice in your mind, he says, don't do it. They're crazy. She's crazy. He's crazy. And you push forward and you do it, and you're miserable. And it was a pint of blood and a pound of flesh. And so paying the dumb tax is filing your taxes late. Paying the dumb tax is not being dialed in. And so same thing, like not having people call you to list their home every week is paying the dumb tax. What do you mean? Whoa, back up the cart. Not having people call me every week to list their home in Hawaii. By the way, in honor of you guys, I got my Kapalua shirt on, represent Maui plantation course. But it's paying the dumb tax because you're ignorant of how to lead generate for sellers. And I'm like, that's rude. Don't call me ignorant. Well, you are ignorant. You're, ignorance is not bliss. You're ignorant. If you don't understand the stock market and what's going on, you're going to get wiped out. Ignorance. Well, that's not me. You must participate in your own self-rescue. So you suck at finances. You better own it, or it will own you. Write that down. I got to learn how to own my finances, or my finances will own me. Do you work for money, or does money work for you? How do you put work boots on your money? Well, lend someone $10,000 if you have it, and say it's 10%, and you got to pay it back in a month, 2 months. Well, in 2 months, you just made $1,000 on your 10 grand. Okay, if you can do that 6 times a year, right? 6 times 2 is 12. You made $6,000 for your 10,000. In the year, your 10,000 will be 16,000. That's a 60% return. So you charge them 10% for your 10 grand for 2 months. Now I think, but I could lose it. Yeah, you got to be smart. Make sure you lend it to the right people. But the point is this: you can get 60%. It's called hard money lending. People pay 10% all day, every day. And so there's ways to put, like my son is a waiter at a sushi restaurant. He just lent a friend of mine $20,000 for a flip. The guy was 20,000 short. Flip was like 80,000. He was 20,000 short on what he thought it would take for the flip. So he borrowed $20,000 from my son at 10%, due in 2 months. So my son's going to get back 22,000. So he made $2,000. I go, Ty, how hard would you have to work as a sushi waiter to earn $2,000? He goes, probably 2 weeks. Do you work hard every day? I work really hard. Imagine week after week, day after day after day after day after day after day to make $2,000 in 2 weeks. I go, you just made it with your money. Like you just transfer the money with the finger, and you made $2 grand. That's called putting work. So you got to learn how not to work for money, but have your money work for you. But if you continue to be a consumer, you'll pay the dumb tax. Means you got to have the spa, got to have the latest mountain bike, got to buy that convertible BMW. It's nice to run around Hawaii in a convertible. You got to have a boat. You have to have a new leather couch. What you need to do is acquire assets that provide cash flow. You got to go from being a consumer to an investor, someone who invests in people and all those things. So really important. So what will move the needle most in your life? What if you're, man, my fitness is great, I'm having fun, I'm kite surfing, I'm surfing in the morning with Bethany Hamill, I'm having a great time, my finances are great, business is great, my health is great, but honestly, my wife and I, my husband and I are having a terrible time. You know, what good is it for you to do really well this year? Do exceptionally well and to lose your family? How effective you are when you're in a bad relationship and you're devastated. That's why it's the big five: family, faith, finances, fitness, and fun. Family, faith, finance, fitness, and fun. You got to have, it's like a wheel, like behind me, this mirror. And if one of them is bad, your finances, dumpster fire, your fitness, you're really in poor health, your relationships, it's like go down the freeway. You eventually pull over and you need someone to come rescue you. So how do you do this? How do you participate in your own self-rescue? Well, you first start asking yourself good questions. Like, what's the one thing? If I do this, it's going to be 2025 is going to be amazing. And it could be in the area of your fitness. You're not sleeping well. You're up all night long. Study it. Study how to sleep. You know, you can study it. There's things you could do to sleep better. Like, make sure there's no light in your room. Make sure it's cold in your room, right? There's things you could do. You could take some melatonin, I guess. I don't have a sleep problem, but study it. Do you have a finance problem? Study it. I'm like, oh, money's not my thing. People are my thing. I love people, but I learned to study money because easy come, easy go. If you don't understand it, it'll go right through your hands. You'll be irresponsible. Man, I wish I would have done it different. You paid the dumb tax. And so you could change that. Same thing. I want listings. Well, I want a candy bar. Doesn't mean you're going to get one, right? And so what it is you have to study. You have to study lead generation for listings. Well, how do I do that? Well, it starts with going to Tony Robbins. It starts with going to the Surge. And then you hear about a Mike Ferry event. Then you hear about a Tom Ferry event. Then you hear about Cabo. We got Tom Ferry out in Cabo. We have Ed Milet out in Cabo. And you go, I'm going. So I'm like, Ashley always shows up. And I think, well, that's Ashley. No, that's you. Say yes to you. Get right there on a cargo ship. I don't care how you get there. Get there. And I always got there. I was in Washington, D.C., and I met Colin Powell, Secretary of State. I was in Sacramento, and I met Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. Got to meet him. I've met in Tony Robbins. I've met in Grant Cardone. They would recognize me and know my first name. And so get yourself out of the people pile. How do you do that? Well, it's not by staying home from Surge. It's not by skipping this Tony Robbins free event. Man, I went to that stuff, and I did real estate around it. And as you build the inside, you get the outside. Everyone wants the outside. They never build the inside. They don't read the books. They don't go to Fiji. They don't go to Surge. They'll skip. Oh, I forgot about Tony Robbins. Put it in your calendar now. And you don't skip it to show property. This is more important than showing property. Going to a Mike Ferry event is more important than taking a $5 million listing. I'm not available then. If you go to church, I go to church. I'm not available then. I'm booked. I don't tell people I'm going to church. I say I'm booked. A lot of times people want to go out to do something on date night. I says I'm booked. I'm already committed. I can't do it. I don't tell them I'm taking my wife to Taco Bell and the movies, right? I don't tell them that's none of their business. I have boundaries. Real estate doesn't own me. I own real estate. I actually do own real estate, but what you do is going to own you, or you're going to own it. What you do is going to serve you, or you're going to serve it. So I have a question for you. Are you serving real estate? Does it own you? Are you on a leash? Do you work like a dog 18 hours a day, 7 days a week? Have you decided when you're going to work, and when it's time to work, and when it's time to play, right? So anyways, it's interesting. So let me ask you a question. Once you figure out what needs to change, like it could be for you, I need to learn lead generation. I just suck. Nobody's calling me. I'm willing, but no one's calling me. So forget about everything else. Shake it all off. Go on a quest to master lead generation, which means you're committed to failing. If you're going to go golf with me, you're going to start golfing and you're going to hook it left, hook it right, chunk it, hit it on the forehead. We have all kinds of Frankenstein it. Boom, blade it forward, chunk it. It goes 10 feet forward. Hook it right, hook it left. You go forward, you're screaming. It's going in people's backyard. You're breaking windows. The homeowners are coming out getting mad at you. That's what it's like. You're terrible. Same thing. Let's go play fast pitch softball. You'll probably strike out. Let's go play indoor soccer. You'll probably be terrible. Everybody's terrible till they're okay, till they're pretty good, but you got to go after it day after day. And so the reason Seneca realized this 2,000 years ago, the ancient Greek Roman philosopher, you know what he said? He said, it is not difficult because you do not try. No, he said, it is because you do not try that it's difficult. Things are not difficult because you do not try. It's because you do not try that things are difficult. If you tried, weight loss, and actually had discipline to say no and to work out every day and to do all the healthy things. If you tried lead generation, if you really, like, what book are you reading on your relationships right now? Oh yeah, family, I'm into family. Really? What book are you reading? Well, I'm not reading any books on my family. So you're not growing. Okay, interesting. How's that? Would you rate your marriage as exciting as I would? But I'm reading a book with my wife right now called Red Hot Monogamy. Now, it's a Christian book, so if you're not a Christian, you can't handle a few Bible verses being quoted. It's spicy, though. Like the title says, Red Hot Monogamy, baby. It's spicy. Don't think them Christians don't know how to party, man. It's wild. It's fun. But my marriage is exciting on every possible level, whether we're communicating to each other, spending time together, working out together, being intimate together, whatever. It's exciting. I honestly, 10 years ago, I would not characterize my marriage as exciting. I'd characterize it as good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. My wife's a sweetie. I love her. She's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to change her. She's not trying to change me. I'm me. She's her. We're growing. We're working on personal growth. But we kept working at it. And we went to marriage counseling. We went to couples retreats. We read books on it. And what you write this down, what you focus on expands. What you focus on expands. Your backyard a mess, mow it, edge it, pull the weeds, put bark in the flower beds, plant some flowers. Wow, I transformed my icky backyard into the Garden of Eden. Why? Because you focused on it. Write this one down. It's not magic. It's motion. There's nothing tricky about this. There's nothing new under the sun. Seneca said, people don't try, so their life is difficult. So my question to you today is, are you living a life of quiet desperation? So I lead a lot of these Zooms, and I'm on a lot of stages because I'm the biggest failure in the room, and I'm proud of it. Every home run hitter in the big leagues was #1 in strikeouts. They're always going for the fence, but nobody remembers the strikeouts. They remember the home runs. And I think there's a great saying. Please write this down. You ready? I would rather have failed doing mighty exploits than to have aimed at nothing and succeeded. So my question for you today, are you aiming at nothing? And are you hitting the bullseye at nothing? Like, what are you really doing? And when you're aiming at nothing, you tend to live a life of quiet desperation. So would you consider your life exciting, amazing? And so the key, listen to me, the key, write this down. The key is, everyone write that down, put a big line and write this in bold, all caps. Ready? The key is failure. That's the key. You guys, well, I don't want to look bad. I feel so stupid. Why'd I say that? Get over it. You're not talking enough people. When you're talking to 10, 15, 20 a day, you don't have time to beat yourself up. There's nobody better at beating yourself up than you. The enemy isn't the governor of Hawaii. It's not your state senators. Although I saw your state senator. She was horrible. Anyway, we won't go there. Sorry, I was not impressed. But here's the deal. And trust me, the governor of California, where I'm from, is horrible. Gavin Newsom. Anyways, so but here's the deal. Well, let's not get political. So here's the deal. But it's not Gavin Newsom's fault that I'm not successful. It's not the governor. It's not the Fed. It's you. I'm gonna let you know a secret. You're the solution, and you're the problem. Go find a mirror. Go find a mirror. Stand in that mirror. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to pull up your britches, put your hands on your hip, and go, buddy. You're going to be an asset. No more being a liability. Because what happens between your ears is the reason you're not moving on, because you beat yourself up. I'm stupid. I'm too short. I'm too fat. People don't like me. I'm not outgoing. I'm not like Chris Okamura and Shireen and Ashley, and I'm not like Dylan. And I know you're none of them. They're not like each other. They're amazing. You're amazing, but you don't believe you're amazing. I'm not talking like mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Are I not beautiful? I'm not talking about narcissism. I'm talking about being comfortable in your own skin, like totally blowing it. And being able to laugh at it. Oh God, I said the dumbest thing. I so choked that. I think it's funny. Not if you hurt someone's feelings. Obviously, that's not funny. But like, oh, what a knuckle! I can't believe I did that. But you're doing 10, 15, 20 more. I talked to a guy yesterday. He called 33 agents yesterday in one day. Did you call 33 agents? You could have, but you didn't. So you got to analyze that. Why not? Your dream isn't big enough and you don't believe you can do it, but you can't do it. You could you call an agent right now? Yep. What would I say? I don't know, but you're not doing it, so you're not improving. And if you do it again, and invite them to things. Hey, we have training coming up on listing. It's going to be amazing. Shireen Duncan's going to teach this. Dylan's going to do this. Ashley's going to do this. Chris, and they only know what you tell them. It's amazing. Chris moved out here from the West Coast. He's one of the most spectacular sales trainers in North America. He's coming. It'll change your life. Get this information and go back to Coldwell Banker and kill it. I want you to get this training on social media, AI, and go back to Compass, go back to Berkshire Hathaway and just do awesome. Well, come on, Brent. You want me to go to getting your EXP deal. I go, Ashley, I love you, but listen, I forbid you to ever come to EXP. Would you get over yourself and come to our training and go back to Sotheby's and just slaughter it? This is about, I've met your daughter. She's cute as a button. This is about your daughter. And you think this is a broker agnostic event. And so bottom line is, this guy did it 33 times and he got 3 appointments to agents where the timing was right. Yeah, I'll meet you. Yeah, I'll meet with you. So why don't you have 3 agents going, yeah, I'll meet with you about EXP because you didn't call 33 people. Why don't you call 33 people? Because your dream isn't big enough. You don't believe. So how do I fix that? Well, you go to the Surge, you go to Tony Robbins, you start getting around people who have a dream and they're not lazy. They're willing to do what they take. And you live around people that understand the 3 rules of life. Number 1, life isn't fair. Number 2, you're entitled to nothing, not healthcare, not an education. That's a Western thing. You are not entitled to healthcare. It costs money. And if you can earn the money and get it, I raised my kids at urgent care. We didn't have the money. We went to urgent care. We paid cash for it. When my kids were born, we paid cash for it. We were broke. We made payments to the hospital. Well, in Hawaii, they just do it all for you. And who's paying for it? And so anyways, I guess that's a whole other thing. But number 3, no one's coming to rescue you. Life isn't fair. You're entitled. Keep thinking you're entitled to stuff and see how your life turns out. Do you like entitled teenagers? It's disgusting. And there are entitled adults. I fight entitlement too. I am entitled to nothing. Life isn't fair. Good things happen to bad people. I get it. You can be a victim or a victorious. And number 3, no one's coming to rescue you. You got to participate in your own self-rescue. You suck at finances. Your finances are dumpster style. Buy The Richest Man in Babylon. Read the book. Get Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read the book. I read it. Read it again. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I attended my 5th UPW. Is the best one ever. I was ready. The first one was good. Second was good. Third, fourth. The 5th one, oh my gosh. I've heard of many of it, but it was just hit me different ways. It was so good. And so, by the way, the guy who, what time is it? I'm okay. The guy who called 33 people yesterday, he owns 120 homes. He doesn't need to do EXP. He loves the model. He believes in it. He owns 120 homes. What did he do yesterday? He called 33 agents. What did you do yesterday? Probably nothing. And here's the deal. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail by definition. I'll say it again. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail by definition. Most people spend more time planning their honeymoon in great detail. This day we're doing this. This day we're going to go here. This day we're going to rent a catamaran. This day we're going to go hiking. Kamali. This day we're going to do this. This day we're going to do this. And you didn't know I speak Hawaiian. I speak Hawaiian, very fluent. But here's the deal. And they and then this day we're going to fly over to Kona. Then we're going to go to Kauai. And then I'm surprising him. We're going to take we're going to walk to this Airbnb on the cliff. Oh, it's so great. There's a deck. And you can tell everything. but you can't tell me anything about your financial future, about when you're going to pay off that Visa card that's at 22%. They used to be 19, now they're 22%. And you have no, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. People spend more time planning their honeymoon and their vacations than they do their financial future. It's not going to just do it all by itself. So he culled 33 and just found 3 that were looking. You write this down. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You're just not talking to enough people. You can't, it's timing. I said no to Keller Williams for a decade. There's nothing wrong with Keller Williams. There's nothing wrong with the people who called me about, but you beat yourself up. Oh man, I called Ashley. I called Chris. I called Tashini. I called Courtney. I called Michelle. I called Annie. Annie told me no. She said she was happy at Berkshire Hathaway. And she was kind of frustrated. She said she'd already heard from a couple Remax agents this year, a couple Keller Williams agents trying to get her to go to Keller Williams, trying to get her Remax. She's tired. She doesn't have time for this. She caught her. And she was mean to me. Really? Is your dream that small that would bother you? Hurt people, write this one down. Hurt people, hurt people. Why are people mean to you? Hurt people, hurt people. When people's really rude, you gotta have empathy for them. But don't get mad at them. What kind of childhood do they have? What kind of divorce are they going through right now? You guys know people who have been beat and drugged by the hair through hotel rooms. There's some rough divorces happening. Do you guys know people like this? Chris roughed me up one time. It was really rough. But hey, I'm over it. I'm not bitter. I'm just kidding. But I mean, that's really nothing joke. I don't know. See, I regret saying that. I've just made light of a very serious situation. But the point is this. Hurt people, man. Have empathy for them. And when they're, I mean, if someone's hurting someone, by all means, jump in, get involved, and defend people. But I'm certainly not for people hurting people, but man, I'm just telling you. So Chris, you raised your hand earlier and I just kept talking. I apologize. Did you want to say something? Okay.
No, I love it. Keep us rolling. I love this. It's great.
What time is it? I'm supposed to be. Yeah. What time is it?
It's 8:36, so we're like 6 minutes over. This is usually 30 minutes. So for those who need to move and go, if you want to stay.
So I want to wrap up with 2 things.
Okay.
1 minute. Fair enough. So number 1, what needs to change this year? What do you need to eliminate? Drinking, alcohol, drugs, cheeseburgers, sitting around on the couch, and what you need to add. I'm going to get off the couch. I'm going to add in, go to the gym. Sleep it in until 7:30, 8, 9, or get up at 6 and work out for an hour and feel the endorphins and don't feel depression. In motion. Bodies in motion tend to stay in motion. Bodies at rest tend to stay at rest. Why am I sad? Why am I depressed? Because you're not in motion. Because you watch too much TV. I took Facebook off my iPhone. I took TikTok, Instagram off my iPhone. It's off my iPhone. I don't scroll. I don't waste any time. You spend hours. What do I know? I found myself one day, I scrolled Facebook for an hour and I felt like puking. I'm like, what did I just do? I mean, I got like, ugh. There's a great book out. I think it's called How to Divorce Yourself from Your iPhone. And I don't know if that's the exact name. I just bought 5 copies. I haven't read it, but I'm like, oh, I need that, I'm not for divorce at all, but I am for divorcing yourself from the iPhone. We're all addicts. If you look at them, you touch your iPhone like 5,000 times a day. It's crazy. And zip, it bugs, and turn off all the notifications, everything. And you're like, what's most important? For me, it's God. What's the second most important thing? For me, it's family. What's the third most important thing in my life? And of course, family encompasses my wife, my children, my friends, family, my ohana. What's the third most important thing? Fitness. Have I always done a great job at that? No, but I am all over it, man. I'm all over it. I'm hitting all the metrics. By the way, I just lost 40 pounds. So I am doing it. Yes, you don't lose 40 pounds without doing that. So, and then what's the 5th most important thing? Well, that would be my finances, and then the 4th and the 5th was fun. I'm always planning fun things, and so there's time to do it all. No, there isn't. Yes, there is. Boundaries. Real estate doesn't get to dominate you. Real estate doesn't get to own you. You get to own it, dominate it, make it serve you. So you come up with your boundaries. This is when I play. This is when I work. This is when I'm a mom. This is when I'm a dad. This is when I'm a lover. This is when I'm a wife, a husband. This is when I'm serve my mate, take care of them, love them, bring them coffee and bread and bed. Bread, okay, coffee and bread. Yeah, they gotta eat too. But like shock your sweet significant other. Shock them. create a magical moment. Do something crazy. Put a table out in the middle of a field with the white linen table, some cannons, and have it all preset. Then walk out there and unpack a meal and have 2 chairs hidden on the ground to do it. And then surprise them like, what are we doing? This is awesome. Be a little crazy. Anyways, so what do you need to eliminate? What do you need to add? And then what's your strategy? This comes from Mr. Tony Robbins right here, Mastery University. Tony Robbins, I'm a huge fan. But what's your strategy? What are you going to do monthly? Well, I want to lose 15 pounds. Okay. What's that mean weekly? Well, you got to divide that by 4. It's about 4 pounds a week. Okay. What do you got to do daily? Well, the daily, I got to drink lots of water, 120 ounces of water. I got to take my supplements. I got to go walking for an hour. All I do is walk for an hour. I don't run. I just walk. We're jamming. I don't even like spin. I don't look like an idiot. We're cruising, but we are moving. We're moving and we're talking. I had double dip. What do you mean you double dip? Is that from that Red Hot Mahogany book? No. It's what it means is I talk to my wife while we exercise. I spend an hour with her. Did I just say that? Yes. Anyways, the people shouldn't have got off. It's a comedy hour now, but I'm spending an hour with her talking. Well, what does she like? She likes to talk to me. What do I like? I like touch. The 5 love languages. Like, tell me I'm a stud and hold me. That's what I like. Physical touch and tell me how awesome I am. I don't like gifts. I don't like acts of service, and quality time sucks because I'm busy. So, but if I can walk with her for an hour, I'm getting healthy. I'm losing weight. She likes to see me do that. I'm talking to her for an hour. We talk about the kids. We talk about trips. We talk about each other. Talk about how we could do. It's amazing. It's amazing. And if you can't tell, I'm kind of fired up this morning because when you're the definition of happiness is progress, when you're making steps, even little steps. But hey, I cleaned the master bedroom closet. I washed my car. Armor all the tires. And I get my car. It's clean. It's nice. How do you feel? I feel good. I feel good. You guys are just close to just a little bit every day. And then you get a good week, a good month, a good year. So excited for you guys. And I'm praying to God you get a wild hair. And you go, I don't know how. And I don't know where. But I'm coming to Cabo. We're out of rooms. It's sold out. But if you can make it to Cabo, come. I will find you a room. Wild Horse is one that kept me around. I'll stay with the mariachi band down the street and sneak into the event. The Hyatt place is right down the street. At $99 a night, $120 for 2, $99 a night. Brand new, gorgeous. That's it. It's a sister hotel to the Hyatt Ziva. 5-minute walk. Stay there. Get a day pass. $150 a day. 99 plus 150. It's $249 a day. 3 days cost you $750. 4 days cost you $1,000. Get yourself a flight there. Come get around 1,100 superstars. This is how you do it. I always went to that stuff. I remember when I was broke, I went to Monterey on the coast. I slept in my car because I couldn't afford the room. I couldn't even afford the $99 a night. I slept in my car at 3 o'clock in the morning on Northern California coast. The fog rolls in. It must have been 35 degrees. I froze all night long and it totally sucked. But I was there and it was just one more step towards my goals and dreams. So do what you got to do. Success leaves clues. I'm telling you, read the books, get around the right people, eliminate negative, toxic people, add in good people, don't be worried about failure. Massive action creates results. You call your 33 people tomorrow. I'm going to do it. I don't know how. Do it. I was horrible, but I wasn't so bad on the last 10. Oh, that's a shocker. We go to the driving range every day. You may suck at golf, but in 90 days, you'll be a golfer because it's not magic. It's motion. Love you guys. Get in motion. Let's have a great year. Big hug from Gove, the big kahuna on the northern coast of California. Love you guys. Sorry I went over, but I love you guys. I over-prepared, but what can I say? I cannot wait to see you guys. I'm coming to build. I'm going to be out there. I think it's April, if my memory serves me right.
April 22nd.
Yep, and my wife's coming for Alyssa's birthday. Her birthday's the 31st, so I already had commitments to be in Atlanta. She was supposed to be with me, but she bailed on me. She's going to go see Alyssa. So Kathy's going to be in Honolulu for Alyssa's birthday. Divide and conquer. I told Alyssa, I'll see her at Build. Anyways, and she graduates next year. We're all excited. We're going to come out for like 10 days to Hawaii. I want to hang out with you guys next December. She's graduating, getting a degree, going on to Duke from North Carolina, I think, from Hawaii. She's loved her time with you guys. Thank you for taking care of my daughter, Alyssa. Mwah. We'll see you guys. Have a good day. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you guys. All right.
Thank you, Brent. We need you. I need more of you.
Yes.
I need more of you guys.
Wow,
Love you.
Thank you so much.
So keep the momentum going, everybody. I did put in the chat box 2 things. If you want to plug in the Tony Robbins things, that's January 30th, 31st, and the 1st. It's 3 days virtual Tony Robbins personally. It's free, literally free. You can register, and it's 9 to 12, 3 hours, free. I can say that word again, free. But getting Tony Robbins for free for 3 days, that's a great way to launch your 2025. And then the Life Surge here locally at the Blaisdell on March 29th. That is another one. Ed Milet, Bethany Hamill. Great speakers, $25 is a starting ticket. It goes all the way up to like $147 for like a VIP. Like literally you get to meet Ed Milet and all those guys for like $147. That is a must-go event. This is the things that Brent was talking about. It's magic, it's motion, right? This is the motion. So let's keep the motion going. I love each and one of you guys too. I appreciate everybody on this call. And I hope that fired you guys up today to get rolling.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Can you share the link for Build?
Not yet. It'll be out soon. That's in April. We're putting it all together right now, but it will be out here momentarily.
What's the date? Do you have a date?
April 22nd. Same place, Sheraton Waikiki. But it will be out more in detail soon.
Mahalo.
And Glenn Sanford will be here, by the way. Glenn Sanford, the CEO, he will be here in person. So that'll be awesome too. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a great week.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.